Hello and welcome to episode 14 of This Knitty Life. I am Rachel and I am coming to you from Leeds, West Yorkshire, and it is the 25th of June. It is very, very warm. I live in Leeds with my husband Rob and my two little children who aren't here at the moment. So I'm trying to squeeze in a podcast. You can find me on Ravelry as Reward. You can find me as Rewarding Memories on Instagram, which is where I generally post my day-to-day type knitting stuff. And I do have an Instagram for the podcast, which is obviously This Knitty Life. So thank you very much for coming back, and for new viewers, hi. I hope you're all well and not melting into a big puddle. I'm very warm. I have a fan on. As you can see, my really, really long hair blowing around in the wind. I've pinned it up because it's so hot, but man, I'm nearly at ponytail level should you need a hair update. So it's been a while. It has been a while. I've got lots of finished objects actually, mainly garments. Not so many purchases as normal, I don't think, but yeah, lots of fun things. So I hope you're all keeping well, and lockdown's starting to ease up a little bit. We're still taking it easy and trying not to too many people, that kind of thing, but I hope everyone's feeling okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna jump straight in with I think I'm gonna do whips actually. I'm gonna probably try and race through this a little bit because it's very warm and I've got work to do today. So I'm going to start off with a sock. I actually mentioned this on my last podcast. I don't really think I've actually knit on it that much since my last podcast. I didn't show you it, but I've not knit on it a lot. So this is just a little shorty sock. It is in this gorgeous watermelon colour. It is a very old yarn, so you can't get any more. She doesn't dye anymore. I can't remember her name, but she doesn't dye anymore. But I made a pair of socks out of this years ago and I had the leftovers. So I've just been doing this. It's a Rose City roller. So it's just a rolly over thing. I did a fish lips case in just some green I had. Yeah, so I'm just on to the foot now. So it's my first sock. So yeah, just taking it easy with that. Yeah, but that's really nice. Obviously, I'm not in knitwear today. I did bring a jumper down to wear, but it's just too hot. I can't deal with it. Yeah, it's warm. I don't excel in the heat. I don't love it like some people just love it. I don't love it. Yeah, so this is my gorgeous little sock. So I've just been doing a roll here and there, but I've been very garment orientated of late. I did a little thing on my Instagram, which you might have seen, of all of my whips, and there's just so many. And whilst I am big on lots of whips, I like having a lot of whips because you can pick and choose what you can work on if you've got some quiet time to concentrate on something, so you can do something a bit more complex, or if you're like, well, I've probably got 15 minutes in the car as a passenger, I'll take whatever. Or so I do like having a lot, but it has got a little bit excessive lately. So I've just been trying to zoom down some, so I have actually got quite a few finished. So I'll show you what I've been working on. One sec. Oh, down here. Right, in my beautiful Naomi's favourite bag. This is my hoodie shawl cardigan. It's not finished, sadly. It's not far off. So I think last time I was with you, so this is hoodie shawl cardigan. It's by Suzanne Summers, so it's So Sue Knits. So I think last time I was with you, I was maybe on, I think I maybe had the hem done, but I've done sleeves now. So they're reasonably long. They're like kind of just past elbow. So I use, this is, the grey is a La Bien Aimée. I think it's called Drea, as in Andrea Mowry, I think. And this blue here is called Ban the Bag, and that's from Black Elephant. And the other one is called Crystal Castle, and that is Fine Fish Yarns. So yeah, I've got two sleeves. Yeah, so I've not actually touched this in probably a couple of weeks now because I've been trying to finish everything else. So my next job is to, I'm not putting a hood on it. I think what you normally do next is add the hood. But it's very easy not to add it because you would have to then pick it up and add it. So I'm just not picking it up. So my next job is to start at the bottom hem and then pick up all the way around the cardigan and then do the border. So I think I'm probably going to do this green, greeny blue, as the border. I've got a fair amount left. This is the Band the Bag colourware. Black elephant. Everything's in a wee bit of a tangle. I do love this one. Fine elephant. Fine elephant. Fine fish. Fine elephant. I've just remembered that I've not turned my notifications off. I've just put it on silence. I'm hoping we'll be all right. Although my dentist did just ring me and ask for an email address. I made my email address in 1998, so I guess I was 15, 16. So it's long and a little bit embarrassing, but I do feel I have to justify myself every time I give it out. Like I had to give it out in Mothercare previously, like for receipts and stuff, and I'm like, I'll spell it, okay? Right. Yeah, so this is my hoodie shawl cardigan. I really want one in navy. I have some Old Maiden Aunt in navy that I got at a show. I can't remember. And I've got some, I think it's called Die Die Done, which is, this bit's fun, isn't it? Dear me. Which is a navy but with other colours, very subtly done. But basically this was supposed to be my neutral knit to go with lots of things, but I do feel I need a navy. I've got a new dress. This is a very old dress, just asked her a couple of years ago. I've got a new dress from Borden actually, and it's rainbowy, and I could do with one of these, but quite a cropped one. And whilst this looks short, it's not really. Once it's going to be blocked, it's not that short. Yeah, so I really want a navy one. Whether I'll do a pop of colour in the back, but yeah, I've got my eye on a navy one too. But it's a gorgeous pattern. I really like that one. So I'm nearly finished on one of my other garments, which I'll show you, and then I'm going to go back and pick up all this. It's just seriously I'm in a bit of a tangle, and I've got some that doesn't go with this project. It's hedgehog. This was one of my first hedgehogs, I think. And hedgehogs more than others, or it used to be anyway. And I remember being like, oh, how much? Funny how things change. Yeah, gorgeous giant. Naomi's favourite bag. So I'll show you something that's been getting a lot of attention this week. I've been just obsessed with reading at the minute. Nothing particularly that I need to write home about or tell you about. But just reading. Just on my Kindle. So I've had to have like kind of really basic knitting because I can't do colour work and read. I can read and knit, but I can't do colour work. So I picked this up actually because I finished another garment, and then I was like, oh well, what else can I knit on that's just round and round? So I picked up my gorgeous Zelda crop. So this had been getting no love. I'd literally just split for the sleeves last time I showed you. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is all by the black. Apart from the black is in Spectrum fibre, which you know she's a good old favourite of mine. Oh, look at it. Yeah, so I'm really pleased because I was just at, literally I just split for the sleeves. I was maybe a centimetre in. So you might be able to see I've changed skeins. I did actually fade it in. I did a bit of helical knitting, which is that thing I'd mentioned on one of my other projects. Yeah, because this one is slightly lighter than the original. They're like 2 years apart, so they're gonna be. Yeah, so you can kind of see slightly, but it's fine. You can see there, but it's fine now. So I feel like I'm not actually too far from the rib, because I do like a cropped one. So I'll probably stick a rib on, and I'll probably just have like sleeves kind of down to about here-ish. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So that's been really enjoyable. I've just been literally sticking markers in. So this was yesterday's progress from my unicorn poop. Can you see? So yeah, from down there. And then that was my previous day's progress. But I did, I knit on it the other night and I was up till like midnight or something ridiculous knitting on it, and it was just going so slow. And I was using a 3.75, and I don't know if you probably can't tell, I changed needle size. It was going so slow, I just went up a needle size because apparently I'm a terrible person. But it doesn't matter. So I went up to, so I've got a 4mm on here now, so it's going a bit faster now. Yeah, but I'm absolutely loving it. This, did I write down the colourways? That would be helpful. Do you know, I did my notes on the 22nd, and I don't think I'd actually picked this up. No, it's not on my list of things to talk about. So I've only picked it up since the 22nd, I guess probably later on that day. So I can't remember what colourway this is, but I'll post it on my grid. I can't think what it is. It's on Ravelry, so I'm Reward on Ravelry if you want to go and check it out on there. The colourways are listed on there. But yeah, I totally love this, and it's super fun. So I really like, obviously, a busy yoke. So you could just have it like this dress is busy, but if it's just got a hem on it, it would go nicely. So yeah, I'm sticking to the chair. Should you need to know that, I'll just have a slurp. Yeah, so I'm super duper proud of that, actually. Yeah, I actually put something in my whips to talk about, and now it's an F4. Right, what else? Oh, something I've picked up that I haven't picked up for a while. This is a down Sheepy Lane bag. Love this bag. Got this at Nottingham. No, not Nottingham. It was at Sheffield Woolmonty, which we had the virtual one the other day. Oh, this bag's full of yarn. So this is... Oh, I wondered where you were. Oh, this is my painting bricks. Yeah, the Stephen West shawl. So I just kind of got a little bit motivated on it, and then so I've done a reasonable amount, actually. So last time you saw it, which was probably a while ago, I was here where the sunshine was. So the rows are long now. I think I'm officially halfway there, so I think I'm on 50% now in terms of my numbers. So I'm just working on this gorgeous Spectrum one, which was my latest club colourway. Beautiful. Yeah, so I'm just working on that, but I'm literally just I've got all sorts of odds and ends. Look at that, that's Flamingo by King Fibers. It's one of my favourites. That's also King Fibers. That is Spearmint, also one of my favourites. They don't do it anymore. Bit of Kate Celine in there. Quite a lot of Kate Celine in here. That's Garn Stories. Yeah, so I just did a little bit on this, but yeah, the rows, as you can see, quite long now. It's getting really big. Well, it's not. It's halfway there. But yeah. But yeah, so I've not actually touched this for a little bit because it's been a while since my last podcast, hasn't it? Yeah, but this is looking really good. I'm really proud of how that's working out. Yeah, so I don't really knit shawls very much, but I really want to do the stay at home shawl. I've got that on my radar. I bought it a while ago. That's So Sue Knits as well. Stay home? That's what it's called. Yeah, stay home. Yeah, I really fancy making that soon, so maybe when I get a couple more finished things. But yeah, we'll see. Right. Gorgeous bag, this one. Right, what else can I talk about? Yeah, all I've been knitting on is garments. Garments. So I dry it in a Harry Potter bag, which is the vintage Lindy Lou. So this, I need to make more progress on this. I really do. I don't want to knock all that water over. So this is my Jupiter crop. So this is Boyland Knitworks, and this is the sample I'm doing for Beth Beehive Yarns. So this is in her new Sport. So she launched this a couple of weeks ago. Ah! That is a lot of stitches. Hang on. Right. I'm just onto the leafy bit now, which is the yellow mustard bit. Obviously it does take a fair bit of concentration, this one. It's not particularly intuitive, I suppose. Yeah, so I really need to kind of get everything on with this because I'm sure Beth's waiting for it. Not that she's cracking the whip and all, but still. I'd like to have it done. Yeah, so this is working out really nicely. I love this corally colour and this one particularly. But yeah, that's working really well. This is one I'm on at the minute. The teal colours, beautiful. And I assume you're quite familiar with the Jupiter crop. So she's Beth has of Beehive Yarns has started to do kits. She's got a website now, which I can only assume is something along the lines of Beehive Yarns. She's got kits for this now. So she's got this, the fans blowing stuff around. She's got this combination, and she's got one with blues and pinks and stuff too. So I'm going to have a little look on her website. She's got some gorgeous stuff. She's actually not necessarily done a bit of a relaunch, but she's dyed up loads and loads of new colours. I've got quite a lot of her original colours, I guess, but she's just brought out loads and loads of new colours. So yeah, I need to pick up on this a little bit. Yeah, I'd like it doing. I've nearly finished my book, and then I'll try and do this and then stick an audiobook on. Yeah, I really like that one. I'm not sure where's my, see, this is how things get lost. So this is the pattern for painting bricks. He's Stephen West is releasing the jumper soon, isn't he? I've got to sneeze. That was attractive. I'm not here to be attractive, it's fine. Bless me, excuse me, sorry. Yeah, so this is how this is coming along. I don't think I've actually, have I got a marking where I am on my chart? I've literally been scribbling it out as I go. So I'm on the repeat bit for the leaves. I'm on row 39 and I split it for the sleeves on row 55. So yeah, it's quite a deep yoke actually, isn't it, that? Maybe not, we're not quite over boobage yet. But yeah, I'm loving that. I just need to watch that I'm not losing my stitches. Yeah, so that's Jupiter crop, and that is Boyland Knitworks. And I think that's all I've been working on actually. Hoodie shawl, watermelon socks, hoodie shawl, cardigan, painting bricks and Jupiter. Yeah, so I've been very kind of garment focused really. So they're my current whips, which I'd like to think that Jupiter crop will be finished. The Zelda crop will be finished. I'm just going to write it on here and then I don't forget that I've talked about it. Zelda crop is by, I can't remember. It's Zelda as in Zelda. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, so I've been really garment focused and wanting to get them done. So I'm going to show you some finished objects now. So one that you maybe won't be surprised about is, I need to sew the ends in, it was on my list to do, is my throwover. Da, 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 da. So it's got sleeves and everything. So the body is in King Fibres, which is in the sponge colourware. So I think I've just used just under 3 skeins for this body. The minis I've used, the blue and the pink are Henny Penny Makes, and the grey is Mr. B's yarn. Have a little gratuitous float shot if you want. Keep an eye on the time because I need to do some work before I go and pick the kids up. I don't want to finish my book. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with that. I just blocked it in the garden, just on mats. But yeah, I'm really liking it. I wanted to do it more of a actual proper length jumper as opposed to a crop. So when I might ever fit back into jeans again, or it might be cool enough for jeans again, then I can wear it with jeans as opposed to just dresses and crops all the time. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. It's super duper easy colour work. Was the 3 colours at once? I think there was literally, oh. think there was like 2 rows of 3 colours in hindsight, but not too shabby. But yeah, a really easy pattern. I can see me doing one of these. I've seen them done. It's a unisex kind of pattern, so I've seen some on men, so I might well make one in the future for my husband. He's got a really long torso, so everything's always really short on him. But yeah, I might well do that. But I need to tie all these ends in, man. Yeah, but I can see myself doing another one of these, definitely, but like maybe like more Christmassy colours, because it's ferile, so it's kind of Christmassy, if that makes sense. Yeah, so like a red, white and green, or something along those lines, with like a navy blue body or something. Well, that's navy blue, isn't it, really? Or a red body with, you know what I mean, something fun. Or in Loki from Jen. Oh, lots of possibilities. Yeah, but this is gorgeous. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So that's an Andrea Mowry pattern, and it is called the Throw Over. So there is a cardigan version of it, but cardigans go slow. My COVID tracker coming up. Track where you've been. I've been nowhere. I've seen no one. Is anyone else really missing their friends? Rob's back at work now, in store, so he's back with his friends, and whilst he's working, he's with his friends. Martha's at school briefly, but she's with her friends. Theo's at nursery, even briefer, so he's with his friends, and I'm not. I'm just in the house. My only kind of interaction is when I drop Martha off. When I drop Theo off, it's a different situation. He gets taken off, whereas at school I get to talk to a couple of people. But that's it. But I'm feeling it this week. A couple of days ago, yeah, I just kind of hit a bit of a, I miss everyone. But because Rob is, he works in the city centre, he's got the car. He normally gets the bus, but the car parks are free at the moment, because they're normally really expensive. But they're free at the moment to try and reduce public transport. So he's taken the car, so I'm kind of just stuck in terms of meeting anyone. So if anyone was free in terms of not working or anything, I can't really go anywhere. So I had a couple of places I wanted to go to today, but he's got the car, so I can't. But yeah, I'm hoping to go and see Jane tomorrow. Right, what else? This one. Oh, this one was also languishing, and I picked it up and did it. I'm going to hide my ends from you because I've not done them. Oh, so this is my latest love note. So this is by Spectrum Fibre. This is it's called Strawberry. This was one of the colourways for March maybe, and the mohair over the top is Bryony's Nails. Bryony is the dyer behind Spectrum Fibre. It's a very Spectrum Fibre orientated podcast as ever. So I've very much played yarn chicken here because it's high twist. What Bryony does, the yardage is less on high twist, so I can't think what it is. It's something like 345. It's kind of standard amongst most yarn dyers. So I was playing yarn chicken here, which is why it's got teeny weeny sleeves. So I do have more hair left than this. I didn't have enough at all for the neckline. So what I did was I literally just did a crochet around the neckline. I've not actually tried it on because it's just been too hot. But it's blocked out beautifully. It's actually quite long. I did a high-low hem, which you can't really tell, but I'll try and get better pictures of this. But yeah, it's reasonably long. It's probably longer than the other, like my high hip is here. So it's not super duper cropped. But yeah, I'm super pleased with it. Like, Bryony's yarn is to die for. I actually bit the bullet and signed up for her advent calendar, which I'm really excited about. I got a little bit of inheritance from my grandparents, so I thought that would be a really nice way to kind of use that towards Christmas when we're missing them, as we miss them an awful lot. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. So I did, you have to pay a deposit, and then you pay maybe in July, and then in September. I think you get it November-ish. But yeah, they sold out really fast because she's amazing. But it's my first like official advent calendar. Normally I just do one with Carly. But yeah, this is Tin Can Knits. You'll see on their feed on Instagram at the minute, they're doing some kind of workshops on this to kind of help people. My only tip is I use stitch markers all the way around, because you can just see easily when you've gone wrong. The first one I made, this is my fifth, including Martha's. I've got a grey one, I've got a Jade Palace Beehive Yarns one. Like, how close am I? Jade Palace one. I've got another Spectrum one, a pinky coloured one, and then I did Martha's, which is pinky coloured, and then I've done this one as well. But I love it. So this was a skein of each. This is the extra small size. Again, that doesn't exactly look extra small, does it? I don't think. So don't think that you have to, but I think basically for most of the sizes, if you've got 2 of each, and I say this again and again, whether you're on a budget or you're not on a budget, this can just be done in commercial. I use drops, the drops mohair quite a lot. They're really good, really reasonable. You can hold that over an indie if you've got a couple of indie skeins, or you can do it over another commercial. But yeah, I used 1 of each on this, and I definitely played yarn chicken, but I think I knit it a bit long because I was reading my book. Have I mentioned I was reading my book? Actually, I've read loads of books. There's no one specific book. I had Monday to myself without the children. Rob was pottering around. He wasn't really in the house. And I sat and knit and read like all day. It was amazing. Yeah, but that's where I got the majority of this done actually. I think I finished this on Monday. Yeah, so that's my love note. So make one if you've not made one already. Shout up if you need any help with it or anything. But yeah, just stitch marker the lace. And I think halfway through the lace, you move the first stitch marker and then you move a stitch along. So just remember to do that. Otherwise it goes terribly wrong. But yeah, what I was saying about my first one is I didn't put stitch markers on it and I got lost. And I got, I think it's next door going out. I got so lost I couldn't do it. And then I actually sent it to my friend Steph, who lives nearby, and she did the lace for me. And I just couldn't do it. And I'm like, why is everyone saying this pattern is so easy? Because everyone was saying it was easy. Like, it's such a quick knit, it's such a quick knit, it's so easy. But I just didn't find it easy. And it is definitely the stitch markers that helped. Because I think it's 12 stitches, and then you know you've got the right amounts. You can just like, something looks a bit funny, just count, have you got enough? You know, oh, that one's got 13 and that one's got 11. Something's gone wrong. Yeah, so it really, really helped. Yeah, so that is my love note. And then the last thing I've got to show you. So I've shown you this before, and I'm going to show you it again because I wasn't wearing it and I wasn't happy with it. And I will show you what I've done. So this is my Amma sweater, AMA, and this is by Harvey Knits. This green, which I am living for, is Loki by Castle View Yarns. So basically it's kind of boxy shape. It's a long wide situation. This contrast is hedgehog fibres. It's got alpaca in it, so it's got a slight halo. Basically I knit it and it was too short. I'm impatient. I finished this in January when we went to Centre Parks actually. So I was with Jen of Castle View Yarns, and when I finished it, and it was just too short. I've just taken the stitch marker out, but I can see where I've done it. So I went back and ripped the hem out and I picked it back up. And I never do this. I never go back and do stuff, but I love this colour and I love this pattern and I wanted it and I just wasn't wearing it. So I went back and I picked it up, and it was really wide. Obviously it's a really wide knit, but you can see here I've done a slight decrease there and then added some extra inches on, and I actually went down a needle size towards the bottom because it was just looking so baggy. Like there's oversized and there's oversized, isn't there? So yeah, so I added that much on, pretty much, but it really needed it. So now it's I I know this is awkward, it's just too hot, sorry. Yeah, so it is still a shorter, hope you can hear me still, it is still a shorter dress, comes belly button wise, a shorter dress, a shorter jumper, but it was like really short before, and it just wasn't very wearable. And also the neckline was too big, so I've actually gone round the neckline and done a crochet, what's my face, like to bring it in a little bit. Don't know if I've necessarily done it right, but it was just really wide, so if you've got a bright top on underneath or a stripy top, it just looked a bit funny. So I think the neckline did that because I can't quite remember, but I'm sure that you were supposed to go back. I think you're supposed to do like a provisional cast on, and I never do that kind of stuff. So I think my other one, which I've got the grey one, I think I'd gone back and then added the, I added the rib on, and I've done it so tight that it really hurts your head when you get it on. Ironically, this one's really wide. So this one, I winged it, as I do, and excuse me, and I just started with the rib first, and in hindsight I don't look like I've gone down a needle size or anything, so it's my fault really, but such is life. Yeah, so I've just done a crochet, can't really see it, I've just done a crochet in the seamy bit, but yeah, so that is super well, really pleased with that. I'm gonna move on actually quickly, because I just thought Rob is going to be on his lunch soon. If he rings, it's going to cut this off because I forgot to do not disturb. So I'm going to go on to acquisitions now. So yeah, Carly, my friend Carly, as you know, Falula, she's lost her mojo, and she's found Animal Crossing, but she's lost her mojo, so she did a bit of a de-stash, and because she's my BFF, she let me get there first. So I'll show you what I got. Oh, ready? Have I showed you these already? I don't know. This is Garn Stories. This is Sushi Mid Blushi. So I have one of these already. It's a lot lighter than this one actually. It's still awesome, but it's a lot lighter than this one. So I'm going to hold this one and fade it with the other one, and I think I'm going to use it for the Sorrel, which is the new summer version that's come out. That one starts with a funny cast on as well. Yeah, I'll have to look into it. But yeah, I got this Garn Stories. This one is Cosmic. I actually already have this one too that I caught in a de-stash. But basically this is all the yarn that she bought when we went to Edinburgh. She's crazy. And then this is this gorgeous Ushitita. I also have this one from Edinburgh. It's called Tiny Dancer, this one. I have it on high twist because she bought this one on merino, and the only high twist one was left. So I've now, by getting these in the de-stash, I've now got two of them. So two of this, two of this, two of this. So that's enough to kind of do something with, as opposed to, and ironically, whilst we bought them at the same time, I've not done anything with mine either. So, you know, but she's just really liking semi-solids at the minute, and Animal Crossing, which Martha's really into at the minute. She loves going to people's islands, but she only ever goes to Carly's. So she's stalking Carly a little bit. I've been quite good in terms of yarn purchases. I got some gorgeous ones last week, and I will show you. These are the Knitting Goddess. She's in Harrogate, which is just near Leeds. This is the Pride Rainbow, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mini skeins of kid mohair and silk, sourced and spun in South Africa. So they are 40 grams. This is a 40 gram bundle, and this is the bright Pride Rainbow, because I also got the dark Pride Rainbow. So I really like bright colours, but oh, look at these, man. So these were charity, so half of the profits of this was going to be split between the Stonewall charity, which Joy supports quite a lot actually, and a Black Lives Matter charity. So that was great and very generous, because it was 50% of the total of these was going to those charities. So that So that's great that they were going there. So I'm thinking with this one, I've got some other mohair. I'm thinking maybe a Mon Manet, but like a stripe at the top or something like that. But I just wanted them, and they're just beautiful. Beth is actually, no, not Beth, Joy is actually having a birthday sale at the minute, so these are now 25% off in her shop. So if you want to go and check that out, it is the Knitting Goddess. She's got gorgeous stuff, gorgeous bags. So yeah, that's all I've got to show you really. A couple of patterns. Andrea Mary has brought out the Weekend Delight, so that's super exciting. So I did actually buy that one, so I am planning on doing it. It's bottom up, which isn't my favourite, but it's going to be super duper wearable. So yeah, that's all podcast wise. I guess in life news, just been trying to juggle the whole work kids thing. Lots of up days and down days, I guess. Rob's back in store now, so he is he's there quite a lot, funnily enough, he works full time. Yeah, so it varies as to how productive I can be and stuff, but yeah, the kids are, Martha has a week on at school, a week off school, and Theo does a few hours a couple of days a week at nursery. He's been very testing lately, so that's certainly been testing. The word they use at work is challenging. He's been very challenging. Yeah, so I've set up now. I moved my desk from his room into my bedroom and set up there, and I do seem to be working a little bit better. Other than that, we've not really been anywhere. We've managed to see a little bit of family from a distance, here, there and everywhere. I say here, there and everywhere. I saw my mum about 3 weeks ago from a distance. Saw my sister last weekend, my other sister the weekend before, briefly. Yeah, but we'll see what happens. Times are starting to change. So yeah, that's all we've kind of been doing really. I do want to touch on the Black Lives Matter movement that's been happening all across the world, and the absolute injustice of George Floyd. This has been absolutely on my mind all of the time. I don't know where to start at all with this. Obviously just horrified, as I'm sure anyone would be, about what happened. And I've explained it to Martha, and obviously it's incomprehensible to her that someone would be judged by the colour of their skin. And we've certainly mentioned it kind of growing up. Theo's too little, he really doesn't understand. I don't feel yet. He coloured a Black Lives Matter poster in which we had in our window. I think it's fallen down now of the sun, but he's got one in his room. He doesn't understand, but I'm trying with them. A company I follow, Boom Chicka Boom, which we go to for, it used to be called Baby Raves. We used to go and party. They had a massive Pride event this month last year, which we went to. Obviously it's not on now. She did, it's a black owned company. She did a fabulous letter to schools. Like, what are you going to do about this? As in, how are you going to be teaching it? This must be taught. Yeah, so I've sent that email. She very kindly, it's on Boom Chicka Boom blog. If you want a copy to send to your school, it was a fantastic email, which she let us kind of edit with our details. So I've sent that off to school, and just trying to educate my children, where I can. Yeah, a lot of work still to be done, certainly. It's just so difficult. Our social circle, we don't particularly have a lot of black friends where we live in this area of Leeds, but Leeds is very diverse and multicultural. And yeah, I'm just trying my best for my kids, certainly along with Pride as well. We've always said love is love, and love whoever you want to love. Yeah, we just try and stress as much as we can to our kids. Our next door neighbours are gay, and she sees them quite a lot out and about and stuff, and she doesn't bat an eyelid that it's two ladies, and that's how it should be. And I'm very kind of yeah, it's really important to me to raise nice kids. I don't care how clever you are, as long as you're nice. Yes, but that's all I want to say really on it. Yeah, we're just trying to continue to learn, continue to grow. My sister-in-law sent me a fantastic PDF of how to explain stuff to kids, and I'm going to send that on to school as well. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're trying, and that's all we can. It's not all we can do. I hope you know what I mean. I'm certainly not as articulate as some of the people out there, but I care. I'm trying. I am entirely against racism. Anti-racist is the new word, isn't it? Yeah, I'm continuing to follow it in the news, lots of American news. I follow The Daily Show, which is a guy, Noah, who presents a Daily Show, and he's hilarious. It's so funny. But he's really good at kind of informative and stuff. So yeah, so that's what I've been kind of doing, learning and growing and all of that where I can. But yeah, that's all I've got for you today. It's like 10 to 12 now, so I really need to tidy up a bit and get some food and get some work done. I suppose I really should log on. I was working at midnight the other night just because I thought it would be easier for the next day, and it really helped the next day. But it's definitely still a balance, and they are definitely they're very supportive, like anything you can do. I do only get like a little bits of snippets of time without the kids. I think Rob's been off a little bit this week, so I managed to do quite a lot of my work early this week, but now he's working the next 4 days. So I'm on like double pickup and stuff. So yeah, that's all I've got for you really. So thank you very much for tuning in. You can catch me again on Instagram as Rewarding Memories. It's an open profile there. So join in the chatter and whatnot. Ravelry, I'm Reward. So if you can go on Ravelry, I know there's been some issues with Ravelry because it's changed, and I know it's causing people a lot of problems. Yeah, but I'm on Ravelry as Reward. I do generally try and keep up with my projects as to what yarn I'm using. But if you have any questions, just drop me a message, drop me a PM on Instagram, or comment on one of the pictures. I will try and go back on Instagram and add more detail to what I've talked about, because I don't do show notes, nor do I edit. So I just got to go right through without making mistakes, bar my big sneeze in the middle, but it could be worse. So yeah, so thanks very much for joining me. If you would like to like and subscribe, please don't do thumbs up, thumbs down, do thumbs up, don't do thumbs down. It makes me sad. Just don't watch. My daughter has got a new game called Mario Maker 2, and she makes levels, and you can kind of put them out in the universe for people to try her levels. And someone did a mean comment on her level, said it was boring, and I wanted to rip their heads off because she was so sad. It made me annoyed. Anyway, so be nice to everyone. It's the upshot. Please comment, because I really like your comments. Got loads of comments on the last one. So any questions, give me a shout. I try and get back to people as soon as I can. I've always got my phone kicking about. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you as soon as I can, where the weather permits and the children permit and life permits. But take care and go knit some stuff. Bye.